Okay, people. If I wind up dead, you'll know why. Yeah, this is a good one. I don't think I'm gonna wind up dead, but I have to document this. The other day, I went to visit my mother and father, and they are up there in age. Mother's pushing 75, father's pushing 83 this June, and my mother is definitely the one to let herself go the most, even though she is back at home. But she has recently 3 times within 2 years, has made it to the hospital. Had a couple heart attacks, whatnot. Seems now gotten to be coming home this last round. It's kind of there and all right. But of course, to determine whether or not she'll be back in the hospital again, well, that's yet here to say. Now, I know my, I could say brother, father, family-wise, they were all been saying kind of like my mother's losing it, so say. But I see that woman, and she can't fool me. Tell her that every day, and what she does, to the family when they're around her, she don't do around me. I kind of get the sort of thing that she's doing, but whatever. Me and my mother's past kind of flimsy due to the stuff that I went through as a child. I can honestly say, not in full condolence with my mother. But I let that all set in the past, do what I do, and, communication is, logical. But the other day never seems to amaze me when sometimes my mother comes out with some stuff. Like the time she said, "I don't know where you came from, you're adopted." I'm adopted. Now I gotta say with some stories as a baby, as being moi, because I was born with blonde hair, and everybody's hair was black. Everybody had this wild notion that I wasn't my father's son, I believe. Or, is he adopted? Always came out with some crazy comment, and adopted was one of the main ones. People said it when I was a child, right? I didn't look like none of the siblings, the mother, the father. Although I do see slight resemblance now, so that's old and buried the hatchet news. But when you got your mother, just because she's mad at you, as a 14-year-old, already going through depression, like I've said in the past of my life, and I gotta sit there and listen to this shit. You're adopted. I don't know where you come from. Okay. I'm adopted. No, it took me, a while to overcome things being said like that. But I'm saying this, of course, to let everybody know kind of a relationship me and the mother had. Like I say, it wasn't too bright, it wasn't too good. So I'd sit there and pick on my mother. Past, present, always the future. Even my father picks on my mother. And them two go at it, boy. And when my mother gets pissed, oh, look out. She'll sit there and swear and cuss at my father. And the real big thing now that my mother's been recuperating from the old hospital. She's been recuperating pretty well. And what this case now, oh my God. Like I said, I've learned to deal with a lot of insult. I've learned to live with a lot of, shoved it aside as a child. I know who the favorite is in the family, which I have none of that towards my kids. I don't favoritism. But through my life of aunts and uncles and stuff like that, favoritism was a big thing. Mother and especially my mother with favoritism. Father had his own little favoritism. So I learned to live with it, deal with it, and not give two shits about it. So that being said, in the comments my mother came out with the other day, and I don't think it's due to old age either. Oh, no. No. She's definitely one of them women that's getting old, getting vicious. But all I can do is sit there and laugh. And say so. I know my man from Vermont, Dave, wanted to know about mentalism and what I suffer from. Well, just recently found out a few months ago, 5 months ago, maybe 6, whatever. And I'll tell you, what my mother said, this is going to show you what my mentalism suffers from. So not only did I find out my father spent time Metropolitan State Hospital, Waltham, Mass. Not too far from the Fernald School for the Mentally Insane Children, where they fed them radiation, mind you. I also find out my mother had an aunt. Would be my great aunt Martha. She too had made it to the asylum. And not only that, my mother's mother, my grandmother, had made it to the asylum. Because of the question I asked my father, now did Ma ever make it to the mental institution her own self? And the story is, he says and claims no. I think yes. Because, of course, my father wasn't around there. And she was like, say so, the mid-teen years, or the beginning teen, say so 10, 11, 12. So within the base of all that, my mother's done some pretty crazy shit, which I'll tell some stories in the future. But, so my mother's got this infatuation with the remote control now. She doesn't want my father to have the remote control. But she wants to watch programs. Like I said, I don't think this has nothing to do with old age. Oh, no. It's got to do with her sick, warped mind. Stuff that I watched as a child. But I went to take the remote. I had to put it on mute. My father was coming out and I had to talk to him. He's partially deaf. So I take the remote, put it on mute, and she's like, don't let him get that remote. And that was just before he sat down. So I'm thinking, and I've been doing this little game with my mother about taking the remote, giving it to my father. Don't you give him that remote, she says. She's giving me this look. And I'm thinking, wow, she has got to be, oh my God, what is with her and this remote? I'm saying to myself. So, I get done talking with my father. He's like, oh, can you put the game on? I wanted to see what the score was. And there's my mother again. Don't you give him that remote. So I ain't giving him. I'm looking at, all right. You're giving the remote. I got the remote. So I put the game on. She's like pointing to me. Put it over here. Like pointing to the table. Gonna tell me to put it over here. So I'm laughing at her. And I set it down, way over. Way over there. Now I'm laughing at her and she's giving me this look. And then I pick it up. I said, no, wait a minute. Let me put it over here. And I put it over by my father, right? Of course, he's partially blind, partially deaf. He's listening to the ball game. And then he says, I'll put it back on a channel. I'm like, oh, all right. He says, I'm done watching that and everything. So I put it back on a channel. She was watching some old Western movie. And I'm messing around with the remote now. I put it back on a channel, but I'm still trying to put it near my father. So, and I'm putting it over here, I'm putting it over there. And I'm putting it away from her and not giving it to her. So, oh, this sick woman. So on the TV, there's a guy with a gun showing it. Like say so, an old TV show like Gunsmoke or The Lone Ranger. They used to carry guns on their side, right? And she's like, you see that gun? I said, what? She said, you see that gun? Better give me my remote or I'm gonna shoot you. If I had that gun, I'd shoot you. I'm like, you what? Then my father hears me say, what? So he looks over at me. I'm like, you just believe this? She goes like, what? She said, put a remote here. Or if she got a gun, she's gonna shoot me. He's like, huh? So he looks at her. She's laughing it off. And then I'm like, oh, really? And then took that remote. I slid it a little further towards my father. She's like, you see that knife? So some guy comes out with a knife. If I had that knife, she's like, I'd stab you. Oh, man. If I had that gun, yeah, that's how she said, if I had that gun, I'd shoot you. If I had that knife, I'd stab you. And she's giving me this look and shaking her finger. Now give me my remote. I'm like, oh my God. So I get done telling my father all this. He's just sitting there looking at her. And he's like, "Pah!" And he's just staring at her. Like to say, what the hell did you just say? Like he couldn't believe she said that. And all the way out the door, man, I'm like, looking at him like, wow, you just said that, huh? And she's laughing up a storm thinking it's real funny. So, what do you think of that? Please comment. Comment on my video. And tell me what you think of that. My mother gonna tell me if I had that gun, I'd shoot you. If I had that remote, that knife, I'd stab you. So give me my remote. Please comment and tell me what you think of that. Of mentalism from my mother. The sketchy childhood that I had with this woman. Now, after all these many years, she's just gonna turn around and shoot me, stab me. So today I goes over there and I'm looking at her and I was like, so, I'm taking a remote again. I said, what you gonna do now? I said, nothing, you took my remote. I said, but the other day you want to shoot and stab me. She said, what? I did not say that, you're crazy. She called me crazy. Then she's laughing hysterically because I kept saying it. So I took a knife out of the drawer and set it right beside her. I said, what are you gonna do with that knife? I don't need no knife. I was like, but the other day, you wanted to stab me. And she said it again. You're crazy, I didn't say that. But she's laughing hysterically. Oh yeah, people. Comment. Let me know what you think. That's right. My mother, the mental patient, thinks she belongs in the asylum. Even though I think I belong in the asylum, but it's about to wonder where I get it from. So until that next video, hopefully I'm not stabbed to death by my mother. So I know she can't shoot me. She ain't gonna get no gun. But I guarantee if she had one, she would, so. Ha! Oh yeah. The story of my life. As my mother sits there in her old age, talk about shooting and stabbing me. Ha! What do you think? Ow.